Baba, today if you could share your Vani or your thoughts on agents in the spiritual world. You have already given a very beautiful message in Glow magazine, I think it's 1992, 2 and 3, on agents, which is quite heavy. But today we can actually keep it very simple for spiritual understanding and understanding how the governance of the spiritual world happens through the agents. Who are your agents? If we can keep it simple for everyone to understand the concept of the agents, how they work and how they work with you and how they help the living entities. So over to you, Baba. Please share your thoughts on agents, please.
Jai Baba. So Baba Singh, just to put it straight in today's times and for all of you to understand, it works like a corporate hierarchy and organization. You have people who are on the top rank, who strategize, who have that expertise, who have that knowledge on how to run the organization. And then you've got ground workers, you've got frontline workers, you've got middle management, you've got people who are, if it's an organization, if it's a manufacturing unit, then you've got another unit that is working on the side, manufacturing, so on and so forth. Correct?
Correct.
So when you bring the two together, handover from always from the top to the bottom and from the bottom to the top.
Yes.
You have these forums where you say, let's invite people to give their thoughts, their expectations, what they want. So it gets relayed. It's like a relay, isn't it?
Correct.
So the people at the very bottom or maybe of the organization, they give what their expectation is from their leader, correct?
Yes.
And that gets relayed from their immediate supervisor to the supervisor's supervisor to the supervisor's manager to the manager to the senior manager to the middle management to the senior management, correct?
It's a hierarchy.
It's an hierarchy. So in saying that, is not everybody an agent who carries the message to the highest of the high? So the top guy, so if you say if there is a CEO of a large organization with 10,000 people, he doesn't really see the frontline worker, correct? He does not even know the name of the frontline worker, but he knows that how I can run my organization in a very smooth way or in a very productive way by how I can be able to provide the tools or how I can manage the expectation of that very frontline worker who will help my organization to get productive, make the profits that we are looking for that can be shared from bottom to the top and from the top to the bottom. Isn't that true? That's exactly how the spiritual hierarchy works. There are agents who are working all the time in the universe, right from the bottom frontline workers to the top. So if they are around a perfect master, what are they doing? They are filtering. They are passing on that information, or they are in complete conversation with that perfect master to whom they are aligned, right?
Yes.
So if you compartmentalize, or if you have a department, say purchase, correct? Or a technical, or accounts or product information or marketing, whatever, they all work. 15-20 people work together. Each one gives their input, right? Each one relays that information into the ear of the right?
Yes.
So it may not be that the information that is actually coming maybe just from one person, or it may be at a group level, right?
Yeah.
So at the spiritual level also, it's the same concept where you have agents who sometimes are in physical form around the master, correct?
Yeah.
Who could be that immediate disciple or somebody who's a caretaker of the master.
Yep.
There are caretakers for the master, correct?
Yes.
They look after the master, while the master is in body, correct? So they are there, they are the workers around the master, correct?
Yep.
And then you have agents who are also incognito, who are not in body. But they are relaying that information to the master. The master is relaying the information to the next level
in the hierarchy,
in the spiritual hierarchy, and then to the next spirit, which again
finally reaches
the highest of the high, and it goes it also goes from in the astral world from one plane to another plane. So there could be plane 1, plane 2, plane 4, plane 7, whatever that we explain. That information or that messages that gets relayed from plane to plane through agent to agent to agent, and it comes to the highest of the high. And likewise, that same information is disseminated from the top to the bottom. So when we talk about, and I've spoken about this in the past, where we say that In today's times, you have souls who take birth are completely sometimes charged with that energy, like they they have that technical bent, right? So they come programmed with that knowledge, right? And they relate, and they come up with these innovations in music, in dance, in technology, so on and so forth. Isn't that true?
Yes.
So they are like agents.
So, in the Glow magazine, in that 1992 message from you directly, you have spoken about two types of agent. One has body and one doesn't have body. So, can you talk about people who don't have body, and can human beings see them, or they're completely invisible?
No, you can't see them, but you can feel that their energy around you. Sometimes you just feel like a shiver go through you, or you feel that you go to a place and you feel, oh yeah, the energy is very charged, right?
Right.
Or you feel that, I don't know, I'm very, very, very intuitive about something suddenly, right? So they are not in body, but they are talking to you, correct?
Okay.
They're sometimes giving you that message, or they're giving you a warning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or sometimes just being like an angel around you, or being your guarding angel or your guiding angel or somebody around you. You can't see, but you can feel that energy is talking to you, or trying to communicate to you, or try to say something to you, right? And
Right.
that happens with everybody, because all that needs to happen is that we need to have our spiritual antennas on, correct?
Correct.
Sometimes without even saying anything, through body language, with people around you, you just sense things, right? You feel that somebody is taking a liking for you or not taking a liking for you, or if you're somewhere, you just feel something is odd, correct?
Right.
That the energy there is not correct. Every soul at the spiritual level is able to gather that information. It all depends on how sensitive you are at that point of moment, and in that instant, at that environment, in that situation, to have your antennas up to gather that information. If you go to a temple and sometimes you just feel that strong positive energy, you feel like you've experienced that energy, or you've experienced God. It's not about somebody being physically there. It's just that you have become part of that potent energy, that vibe, or that aura, which surrounds you and gathers you.
So those invisible agents carry the messages from the highest of the high through the perfect masters to the individual soul
Correct.
who is in physical body.
Correct.
Similarly, they must be also carrying messages from the human beings to their perfect masters and to the highest of the high.
Correct.
Both ways.
Yep.
Now, also in the Glow magazine, you spoke about there are 4 types of agents who are into bodies, and some of them can actually manifest from one location in a split second to another location anywhere in the world, and actually give a helping hand if they are required to be manifested. So, can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, they are like angels. They are like spiritual agents, right? So they come for that spiritual work. They don't come in a body, as I've explained. They come to do that work. So if there is a war zone situation, they will go and do a lot of bombing there. They will immediately give help, right? So that's how they work.
Like, for example, if suppose a Baba lover family is going on a journey and there is a possibility of an accident, or maybe there's a storm if they're going in a ship or a boat, and they cry out to Baba, say, Baba, please help, otherwise we are going to drown. So I believe.
Yes, those workers can be around, turn the whole situation for you for the better.
Right. So they need to safeguard the Baba
Correct.
lover from accidents
Correct,
or
yeah.
from perishing.
Correct. So they basically work as guiding angels.
So how do they do that? How do they, for example, if someone is in a boat and the boat is caught into a storm, how these agents can actually come and help to get
They
out
don't
of the
have to
storm?
physically push the boat. They will just energize it in a direction.
So like it happened to us in Bali.
They will energize it in a direction. Absolutely correct.
So we were almost
Correct.
getting.
If you've gone, see, I'm again explaining. When you are somewhere, if you're not all by yourself, you're also with other energies, right?
Right.
So if you're with 50 people in the boat, right?
Right.
And if there are, say, 20 people to get capsized, because it's how it's going to be for them on their karmic cycle, and it's not for you, right? There may be a shift in that energy at that point in time. We've heard of situations where people get saved from bizarre scenarios, right?
Yeah.
It happens.
So
And sometimes everything gets capsized together because you're in that mass karmic cycle.
So my question was how the agents channelize and safeguards. Channelize as
No, so they will
individuals.
not let that situation happen. They'll calm the waters, correct?
Okay.
They'll calm the wind. They will work as a force against it, like a barrier. They will do that.
And
yes.
they have the power to
Of
calm the
course.
water.
Yes, of course. They are those kind of spiritual workers.
They have that kind of power to calm a ocean and a tides
Yes,
and
correct.
winds.
Yes.
And where did they get the power from?
They are charged with that power. They just work like spiritual workers, not in body.
So do they get those powers as a gift from the spiritual masters?
Yes, absolutely. It is with the will and wish
So they
for
can.
them. Yeah, they sometimes, I've told you, you sometimes don't want to take a body, correct? But you just want to work. And you can, again, once you've done all of that, you can still come back in a body.
So basically, agents are highly charged and powered with, in our terminology, supernatural powers gifted by the perfect masters with the consent of the highest of the high, and then they use those powers for
Yes, even like, when we
safeguarding.
talk about Shiva energy, right? Or we talk about goddess energy. They are all demigods, right? You've probably never seen Durga in your life, right? Or 50 different names of Durga, goddess, who
Right.
becomes a family deity, right?
Right.
But you pray to that deity, correct? So they are like your guiding angels. They become those demigods or goddesses. Because you pray to that lineage, they are your protectors.
Correct.
Correct. But over a period of time, I've explained that you need to come out of that, right? Because you need to break the shackles on spirituality from deity worship, so on and so forth, right?
Right.
And then, of course, get connected birth after birth after birth to the correct lineage of masters and move on from there.
Correct. So these spiritual agents, sometimes some people can see them like aberrations. I've seen people saying that, okay, I've just seen like an aberration of a shadow.
Yeah,
And
an apparition, yes, that can happen. Yes.
so then,
Sometimes they can make themselves visible if they want to. If intuitively the person has that little gift of feeling it, they'll be able to see and feel it.
yeah, because some people say when they go to a temple, suddenly they have seen aberrations came out of the deity or went into the deity.
Yeah, that is quite possible.
Quite possible.
Of course, that's possible. That apparition can be around. And understand, when you're in such a potent environment, all those energies work on you, right? So you're also firing up the energy in you, that spiritual fire energy in you, right? Which suddenly becomes alive because you are so surrounded by Maya that you have that veil on you. But when you are in such good close contact and there's nothing, no other agenda, then your own soul is able to experience it.
And I've heard that in Shirdi, the people who went with back pains, they went over there either when they were in the main arti in front of deity or when they're in the other house where there is a wooden vertical piece where they go and touch their back. They sit down and position themselves against that, and they say they get relief of their back problem or back pain.
Yeah, see,
How
the
it
whole
happens.
world works on faith, isn't it? Even today you have that faith that your Baba is talking to you, isn't it?
Yes.
So you reiterate that faith, isn't it? And faith can do miracles. There's no rocket science behind it.
So you mean to say if you have faith that Baba will cure my pain,
of course, it's all in your mind. First of all, it's all in the mind. And of course, there is relief given. It's like if your child so looks up to you, or you look up to your teacher all the time to guide you, will you not give them those moments
of relief?
Yeah.
So it's Sai Baba gave relief to those people.
Yeah, of course. The masters work with you, no? That's what I'm saying.
And agents can also do the same.
The agents will also work with you.
On behalf of the master.
On behalf of the master, correct.
The agents can give relief and protection.
Correct.
So we'll end in this note. So if you could summarize about how you want to clarify this knowledge about spiritual agents to the Baba.
Spiritual agents, as I said, are spiritual workers, right? Who work very closely for the benefit of mankind, for the benefit of the universe. So they work even at the animal kingdom. They work in the with the flora and the fauna. You have guiding angels who work there with them to keep nature going, right? So they are working incognito. They are working with the forces of God's energy and disseminating that energy as and when required at a positive level.
And then there are different type of agents.
They are all different kind of agents, yeah.
Like someone is having body and someone doesn't have body, and they all work with the perfect master.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's like if you're in a kindergarten or in a daycare, right? You've got 50 students. 5 students will maybe with one teacher, isn't it?
Correct.
And one teacher can't look after all 50 students, 50 children, right? So in God's perspective, everybody is a child at that soul level who needs that guidance and protection. So you are assigned with a master, and a master who is the class teacher will then assign a tutor, right? And that tutor will take care of those children, 5 or 10 or whatever, and take care of their needs on a day-to-day basis. When they move on and they have finished their study, they will be passed on to a higher teacher as per their knowledge that they have gained. So spiritual agents are always there and will exist on earth, in the universe, in the astral world, and beyond. So they say, when you pass over, when you drop your body, what happens? Your guiding angels come, right? To balm you, right? Your lineage probably comes. Somebody comes, if they are there, they still come. They come to take you, right? So they help you. They help you with that whole process. So they are all spiritual agents. They are all workers. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Baba. Thank you for that.
So Baba loves you all, and do my prayers and all my love and compassion, all my affection with all of you, and let there be peace with each one of you.
Thank you, Baba.
Jai Baba.
Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai.